What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Crypto Annex. Yeah, we are crypto millionaires. So today I'll be talking about this beautiful chart over here. This is the chart that shows the total cryptocurrency market cap, excluding top 10 to Bitcoin, and I'll be using some very important liquidity indicators like the Fed liquidity indicator and the central bank liquidity indicator. So, firstly, I know market has been somehow the 4 year cycle 2025 is supposed to be the most euphoric bull market for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrency. But we are seeing the opposite of what we're expecting from the market. And this 4 year cycle has a history record of performance that the 4 year cycle has been through from 2013 to 17 and 2021 and now 2025. And it's so obvious that a lot of people didn't make money in crypto. No money was made in crypto. All money was on risk of asset and big cap stocks. Now, gold, silver, making new all-time highs. We had the AI boom, but these are like individual stocks. The S&P 500 S&P 500 is up 12% year to year. Nasdaq the same thing. Russell just broke an all-time high, which is the US small caps. But what happens to crypto? The high beta asset class, the best performing asset class, the number one best performing asset class. What happened in 2025? The 4 year cycle, the 4 year halving cycle. Even if October was the top don't end in fear, in skepticism. It ends in FEMO, in euphoria, and none of it happened. We had the biggest liquidation ever, bigger than the FTX, which was October 10th. 19 billion wiped out in the leverage. A lot of people committed suicide in crypto. A lot of people are gone. A lot of people are finished. Right now, the crypto market is so boring. It's so dry. It's so filled with like fear. In fact, there's no there's no recovery. The audacity to say, oh, this still look bullish is rare. You can count the people that are saying this is a normal correction. We are still in the bull market. A lot of people are still saying that this is the start of a 4 year cycle because they believe the 4 year cycle. Now, what's the 4 year cycle about? It shows that a lot of people don't understand the underlying layers that found this 4 year cycle pattern. And you know, people won't care as long as it makes them money. But it has always been liquidity. Liquidity has always been the driving force of the crypto asset class. And because the cryptocurrency market cap is a very small, growing asset class, it's very sensitive to liquidity. Now, when we look at this chart, I put on two indicators: Fed net liquidity and the central bank liquidity. And you can see how they all correlate with altcoins. There's a correlation, but the correlation is not for you to predict or speculate. The correlation is for you to identify the pattern and direction of where this asset price action is actually following in place. You can see that altcoins has been down since since 2022. They have been down 84%. And in that 84%, altcoins have been following like I've been making movement like lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Some altcoins in these lower highs, some altcoins were making 5x. You were there, Pepe. Some cryptocurrencies were doing 5x, 10x, 20x, and so on and so forth. And we had that in Q4 2024. And a lot of things have been happening. And we're at the level whereby the cryptocurrency market, excluding top 10, are in a generational level of a 5 year lows. And in this level, it has a record proof of an exponential resistance. It doesn't break it. It supports it, and go up above and reinforce for better. And we are looking at a certain pattern. It happened here in two. Let's just cancel it. Um, it happened here in 2017. Something happened in 2019, 2021, and all the way back forth. We are here in 2025. It's just like market is giving us a generational entry, a 5 year. Market is using price action to take us back 5 years into altcoins, because a lot of cryptos, a lot of altcoins are looking very cheap, and this is the best time for you to even lock in and research on good quality tokens that are in the house of liquidity and leverage and are needed and must be used. I spoke about like good narratives like the tokenization. Every day you hear about BlackRock CEO Larry Fink talking about tokenization, that even after AI boom, even as we are all talking about AI boom, that people should also pay attention to the fast and scaling growth of tokenization of the finance world, of assets, reward assets, DeFi, you know, lending and borrowing protocol, memes, prediction market, PEP DX, base ecosystem, Binance Smart Chain. Now, these are narratives that are the building layers of crypto. They are needed, they're used. And regardless of the misconception of price due to liquidity, you understand, due to liquidity tightening, and we ended QT in December 1st this year. As you can see, it occurred here December, let's see, yeah, the end of QT. And under like is it December 1st or December 10th? No, 10th they cut rate. So, and the feds have started QE, but in a well rebranded word. They won't just say, oh, we're making QE, they'll use another word, but they have started like buying back I think it's $45 billion plus payroll for each month till April 2026. And we all know that the Fed chairman Powell is going to resign May 2026, and that gets us to who's going to be the next Fed chairman. Definitely the next Fed chairman is someone that will really understand the US economy, to reduce the hurting of the US housing market and reduce rates, cut rate aggressively, dovishly. And it could be Kelvin Hassett, I don't know the other Kelvin, but it's between these two, and they're both dovish, pro crypto, and they will get the job done, because Trump wants someone that's going to get the job done, because interest rate needs to be low. Interest rate in the United States of America is very high. It needs to be low. And remember, the United States of America is the world leading economy. So when we look at the central bank and we look at the Fed net liquidity, you can see how correlated these two have been. And we could see a reinforcement once the whole process of QE starts moving aggressively and exponentially for the next 12 months and maybe plus. So since crypto is very sensitive to liquidity, we are about to see a shift from risk of assets into risk on environment. Now, all the way from, it's more like we have been in a rolling recession. The ISM has been below 50 or 49 for the past 3 years. So it's as if we have been in a rolling recession and like a recovery. Everything is like a circle, and now we're about to like enter into a busting, glowing, good recovery into a reinforcement. We're gonna say like the United States of America GDP gets increased as high as 2.8+%, and all these things are gonna like show true risk on assets. I was talking about the Russell 2000, how it broke new all-time high, and I struggled to break above the 2021 all-time high due to what? Liquidity. This has been the driving force of markets. Liquidity is everything. Remember, liquidity need debts, and debts need liquidity. So it's the whole process of refinancing. There's time when you refinance the debt. There's time when when debts are matured, you need to do some certain things. Monetary debasement, M2, so many things. So where we are right now is a very important level. When you look at these levels, you see opportunity. This is not where you panic and run away. No, this is not where you panic and run away. This is where you survive every correction and DCA into good quality tokens and win. So we could see something like okay, let's say the worst case scenario. Let's just be talking about the worst case scenario. We see something like, okay, market go back to these lows and get choppy before further reinforcement to the upside. So now this is possible. And when we look at this chart, when we look at where we are, you see that it's clear. It's clear, but the only pain here is patience. The only pain here is patience. We call it Sabali. It's patience. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be patient. It takes a lot to DCA, to survive, to hold on into the market. Because if you cannot withstand the emotional sentiment of market with your money, you can't stomach the pain. You can't. But once you understand the emotional sentiment of the market, because right now a lot of people are quitting. They are doing it quietly. They call it quiet quitting. They're doing it quietly, leaving the market, chasing something else. I want to go to silver. I want to go to gold. But we are shifting. There's a shift. There's actually a shift from risk off environment into risk on environment. War ending is ending. The war, whatever is that happen between Ukraine and the Russians, they already ended. They're about to do a peace negotiation regime. We are seeing tariff talks being reduced. We're in an exponential wave. We're in a growth wave. We're in a reinforceable wave. And a lot of people are not seeing this bigger picture because they're not zooming out. They're looking at the current price action. They're looking at the current sentiment. They're looking at the current emotional display they're having with their portfolios and themselves. I keep saying it. Your portfolio is the reflection of your decision. So you need to be flexible. Bitcoin has been flexible. For the past 3-4 years, Bitcoin has been an asset of fear and has been a risk off environment, yet it still performed. And the best weather for Bitcoin is risk on environment, and we're about to enter into that wave. You can see when the Fed decided to end QT in September 2019. You can see after they ended QT due to COVID and whatever situation that we had in 2020, they did QE, and you can see how exponentially the crypto market reinforced higher because they are high beta. They're better assets, and they're the best performing asset because it has involved high risk, high volatility, and further reinforcement to the upside. So when we look at what is happening here right now, you will see that this is the best time to be in crypto. But the most important thing is for you to buy and DCA into good quality tokens. Altcoins are really trying. They're surviving. That, in fact, whatever you are seeing right now in altcoins, they are trying. If you're holding good quality tokens, they're building, they're buying back, they're making revenues, they're making profit, they're making growth, they're making massive expansion, partnering with big institutions. Their network effect is being known, used. You can name it all. But the price action is the misconception from the fundamental foundational growth, which it's showing. But in due time, it's going to catch up with it. So price is just lagging. We're just in a lagging. And we're just lagging. And you're controlling it by DCAing and buying cheap. Because a lot of assets, a lot of good quality tokens that are going to do 10x, 20x, 30x, 100x, they are so freaking down. And you're just emotionally just scared. So this video is for clarity, it's for understanding, it's for you to see and visualize what is happening in the market right now and how you can take advantage of it in this moment of fear, in this moment of everybody's walking out. This is the time for you to study, get locked in, and DCA into good quality tokens, and you're gonna market's gonna reward you one way or the other. It's not even a matter of if, it's when. It's just when. And that's why we say patience is the big price to pay right here. It's the big price to pay. And it feels like you're doing nothing until something happens. So, regardless of whatever we're seeing, there's opportunity. Regardless, crypto can't go to zero. This technology is needed. It's a new asset class that is needed, important. Even if most people, the population, are not yet figured out how to use it, it is needed. It's important. So, in fact, institutions, they're coming out. JP Morgan, they're coming out, want to do Bitcoin bonds. Coming out telling you about tokenization of asset. BlackRock, $10 trillion asset class. Coming out today about tokenization, reward assets. Partnering with reward asset blockchain businesses. It's out there for you. You can see what's going on. You can see what's happening. It's just price. It's just patience. And it's painful. It's hard. Well, the road to wealth is not easy. To change your life is not easy. So this is where you look into good quality tokens, because we're about to flip. We're about to change. It might take time. Nobody knows. But this is the time for you to grab the opportunity. So cheap. So cheap. In the highs of fear. You don't need to go all in all straight. You can just DCA as you go into the market. So this is a very good chat that expresses a lot for a lot of people that are down the risk curve, not holding top tens, but looking at it's just like you're an individual investor investing into the blockchain businesses, investing into blockchain businesses that will strive, that will be one of the top 10s or one of the top 100 or 20s. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to identify, to invest in the right side of change, and hold on to it, because some things just take time. They do take time, and it's not all just boom bust blah blah blah. But when good things takes time, and when it happens, and when it rewards you, it lasts. You scale incredibly fast, and you go far, twice in all. So market is looking really good. Even if market drops, we enter into a bear market, it's still greater opportunity for you to buy way cheaper, and you position yourself front run everything before every other person will come and buy the top FEMO and Euphoria. So we're just talking about the worst scenario. What's the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that could happen, we enter into a bear market. And when we enter into a bear market, what happens? A bear market is not going to be forever. One day it's going to be a bull market. One day it's going to be a bull market. So, but I keep saying that the next set of we who are going to be the next set of crypto millionaires, we're going to understand markets. We're going to be so professional. Like we're going to be, we'll be experts in the market. It's not about luck or just random luck or time or chance. In fact, we have time and chance and knowledge and experience and understanding of the market, and we use it to play the game longer and better. You get? So it's a great opportunity right now. It's a blessing right now to be in market, to see how from countries, institutions, big companies, all talking about crypto, blockchain, tokenization, DeFi, so many things is happening right in front of us. But price is just a misconception, and you feel like it's nothing, but it's something. It's something. It just takes time, and it's not a matter of if, it's when. So this is a good opportunity. That's why I came out and I spoke about this chat, and just to let people know that market is in its best time. This is the best time to buy. You're seeing a lot of big institutions buying, whether they're buying Ethereum or they're buying Bitcoin, they're putting their money where the mouth is. Big guts, big mouth. This is your time. This is your time. These are Being an individual investor, you need to play the long game. You need to play the worst scenario. You need to stomach the pain, because the rewards are big. So you need to play big. You need to be like locked in big. You need to ball in. So like so it's greatness from here. It's bigness from here. It's gonna be wild, because once liquidity start reinforcing into the market, when everybody's done with gold, silver, bond market, going down into small cap stocks, high beta crypto asset like altcoins. Altcoins don't need too much liquidity. They just maybe better than the before a cycle, and they light up like fire. They go crazy. And this is very important for people to see. We're in a low, a 5-year low, from 2016, 2017, 2019, 2020, 2021, now 2025. It's going to get better from here. It's going to reinforce higher. So if you learned something, if you saw value in this video, please like. So thank you. It's your girl Crypto Annex. We're Crypto Millionaires. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. God bless you. We're going to make a lot of money in crypto. We're all Crypto Millionaires.